Chocolate begins not in a factory, but under the canopy of equatorial forests. Before it ever snaps and shines, it lives as fruit on small trees, tended by farmers who read the seasons by sight and scent. This is the journey from cacao pod to chocolate bar. Theobroma cacao thrives in warm, humid understory, roughly 20 degrees north and south of the equator, where rainfall is steady and shade is plentiful. Most farms are small holdings woven into village life, and careful cultivation begins the flavor story long before any factory step. Pods grow straight from trunk and branches, changing from green to yellow and orange as they ripen. Color, sound, and feel tell a skilled picker when sugar in the pulp is ready for what comes next. Harvest is deliberate. A careful cut frees each ripe pod without damaging the tree. The pace is unhurried. Quality depends on picking at the right moment. Pods are split open. Inside, a sweet white pulp cushions 20 to 60 seeds, the cacao beans. Sticky and aromatic, this pulp will feed microbes that help build chocolate's flavor foundation. Each pod is its own small universe of potential. Beans and pulp go into boxes, baskets, or heaps to ferment. This is where transformation truly begins, guided by time, temperature, and attentive hands. Naturally occurring yeasts and bacteria feast on pulp sugars, producing ethanol, lactic, and acetic acids. Heat rises to about 45 to 50 degrees Celsius. The embryo inside each seed dies, and flavor precursors that define chocolate's complexity begin to form. Across 2 to 7 days, producers turn the mass to aerate it, guiding fermentation toward balance. Length and method shape the final profile: fruity, nutty, floral, or deep and robust. When fermentation is complete, beans are dried. Where climate permits, they spend 5 to 7 days under the sun, losing moisture and stabilizing so they can travel safely. Rakes turn beans for even drying. The shells become papery and light. Proper drying locks in the work of fermentation and guards against mold in storage. Dried beans are bagged and moved by truck, boat, and ship to processors. West Africa, especially Ivory Coast and Ghana, has historically supplied around 60% of the world's cocoa, but beans also come from Latin America and Asia. At the factory, lots are sampled, weighed, and cleaned. Stones, twigs, and stray metal are screened and magneted away. Now the craft shifts from farm to process engineering. Roasting unlocks aroma. Tumbling beans transform as heat drives Maillard reactions and deepens color. Time and temperature are tuned to origin and target flavor. A lighter roast can preserve bright fruit notes. Darker roasts emphasize cocoa and toast. Some makers work with unroasted beans, but roasting remains the standard for most chocolate. After roasting, brittle shells are cracked and lifted away in a winnower's airflow. What remains are nibs, the pure heart of the bean. Dark, glossy nibs carry concentrated cocoa solids and cocoa butter. Smell them, and you catch the future bar in miniature, intense, slightly bitter, and full of promise. Nibs are ground into chocolate liquor, a thick, flowing paste of cocoa solids suspended in cocoa butter. Presses can separate butter from powder, and recipes blend them back as needed. Conching, mechanical kneading with heat and time, refines texture and smooths flavor. Particle size drops to around 20 micrometers, below what the tongue can feel, while volatile acids mellow. Now the recipe. Dark chocolate blends liquor with sugar and often extra cocoa butter. Milk chocolate adds milk solids. White chocolate uses cocoa butter, sugar, and milk solids only. Emulsifiers like lecithin and a touch of vanilla may round things out. Tempering controls cocoa butter crystals. By heating, cooling, and gently reheating, or using a tempering machine, makers encourage stable Form 5 crystals, the structure that gives a clean snap, satiny gloss, and proper melt. Tempered chocolate flows into molds. A gentle vibration releases bubbles, then controlled cooling sets the crystal network evenly for a uniform, shiny bar. Bars pop from their molds. are wrapped and labeled and packed for travel. Quality checks confirm weight, temper, and surface before boxes leave the line. From farmer hands to factory lines, each stage shapes flavor and texture. Inside a single snap lives a journey of biology, craft, and trade. Thousands of choices, and one delicious result.